Bossman show with my guy. He's moved up in life. He's moving on up to the
To the
west
east,
side.
nah, to the northwest, Portland, baby.
He's going to the WCC, the
Yeah,
Portland Pilots. He's repping the pilot gear as we speak.
man.
It's my
Look,
man Legs.
you
What's
see
up,
it
bro?
though. You see it. Hey, we done switched up. Nah, I'm doing good, man. We're doing good. Still here trying to pack up everything with the wife and try to get over to Portland, man. We finishing this up. We got my two little kids. We got to get them all situated. Then we go handle some stuff. So everything else is good, man. Everything besides that part is good.
Man, well, last time we talked, man, you was playing to Kansas in Eastern Washington, man, and bro,
Mm-hmm.
you coached your butt off that game, man. You
I
coached your butt off.
appreciate it.
You
Our
had
boys
your team
played, man.
prepared, and you had them boys scared at Kansas, man. You was doing it
Man,
big, and I'm like, man. We talked earlier that week, man. I was like, Lance, he gonna be calling me. He gonna be on the
I
show.
told you I was gonna call you after the game. We ain't had nothing else but watch the next game. But nah, it was a good game. Kansas showed why they're one of the better teams in the country every year. They went and did with they out athleticked us. They got some rebounds and they made some plays and some in transition that really changed the game in a different direction. And yeah, you gotta be better. 10 points better than that team going down the stretch. If you're trying to get an upset like that. And we were about 6-7 points during that stretch, and that's when they made the little run. Got us some offensive rebounds, putbacks. A 50-50 call went their way. A couple things happened that really changed the tide of that game. But I was proud of my boys' effort. They played hard. They played. They put everything on the line. They did what they needed to do, and we were almost there to win. I thought for about 33 minutes we were the better team, and then in spurts they just showed you why they were Kansas, and it showed you why they had top 100 guys. And Coach Self did a great job of getting his guys, settled down during those big stretches. Shows you why he's a Hall of Fame coach.
No doubt, it shows you, but it shows about you too, brother, that you use your schemes and you coach your
Yeah.
butt off and you represent it well for yourself and your school because even though you left Eastern Washington, it's going to help them down the
Hmm.
road. The fact that you got them there to the tournament,
Oh, for
hell,
sure,
back to back Big Sky championships, I
man.
must say.
That's what
So
we'll say, and it's
your
left in good
legacy there
hands.
is golden there. It's solid.
Yeah.
They know you took them back to the promised land, and you for 33 minutes of that game was a better team against Kansas.
Yeah,
An
exactly.
all-time great team without a lifetime contract in Bill Self, Kansas.
Lifetime. You see that lifetime? I'm trying to see what that feels like.
Yes,
A lifetime contract. All right, let me get one early.
yes, indeed.
Nah, but he does a heck of a job, man. And he's one of the better guys. Talking to him after the game, and just he's one of the nicer, realer. He's more of one of the realer coaches that I've dealt with that's been on that level. Not big time, just regular dude. What's good? Great game. Y'all had us, man. Stuff like that. You usually don't get that from them types of coaches, but at the same time, you don't know them coaches like that. So that was one of the first ones I had a great conversation with after the game. So he gave some good nice words of wisdom, and then I gave him some. Well, let me borrow one of them big boys. let me go get one of them rebounds. Nah, but it was a good game. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, man. Eastern is in good hands. It's a good spot. I mean, you leave it, better than when you found it, and that's all that you could try to do. And sometimes it doesn't happen the way you thought it would happen. I thought I'd finish out here and do everything from here. I really wanted to, but things happen, and you got to make life changing decisions and try to do what's best for you and your family, even though you care so much about the young men at that university. I care for all those kids. We recruited all those kids, and I know all their families, and we're tight. And one of the hardest things that I've ever had to do is tell the guys I was out of here. And in that sense, it's just a tough deal. And sometimes you just don't know why what happened, but. Like I said, life's life. It moves on. You gotta just like this whole year that our team had to react to different things. That's what I had to do. Towards the end of the year, I had to figure out what I was going to do, and the last thing on my mind was leaving these boys. But at the same time, I was kind of, I had to do it because I just had to make sure we were secure. Me and my wife and our two kids were secure, moving forward. Just in our lives.
Most definitely.
It's you're going to that last year of your contract and you've been doing well. You just got to figure out what you're going to do next because you never know. You might not get offered another contract. There might not be any jobs open, so you had to had to make a decision. So it's a tough
Yes.
one, but it's what I'm going to live with. I'm excited about doing it, but I love Easton. I gave my first shot as a head coach, and excuse me, gave my first shot as a head coach, and able to move on. And that's something I spent 13 years here, 12 or 13 years here, and so that's a big deal. I'm not a guy just trying to find a new job and bounce every time I had an opportunity. I wanted to, build something great, and I thought we were on the way to that. I just, wish we'd had a shot to be able to keep building. But again, it's a business, and some spots want to go a different direction. So that's sometimes how you have to do it.
Selfishly, Legs, I'm happy you're in Portland because that's an easy Hawks trip for me. When
Man,
the Blazers, so selfishly, I'm like, hey, a
you
free trip. I'm talking about my man
ain't
right
lying.
now in Portland when he come to the Blazers. So, hey, I'm like, that's a great move, Legs. I like
Yeah.
it. Selfishly.
No, you ain't lying. I mean, I finally get to go, get to finally kick it with you. I get to take my wife to an NBA game eventually. She's been to NFL. She's been she's never been to an NBA game. I can't believe I haven't taken her to one, but I'm looking forward to doing that. That's going to be amazing. It just gives you a greater challenge. You have a great challenge moving forward. It's going to be something that is exciting for me and my staff, and we're just looking forward to trying to build something special there because Portland's an amazing city and it's an amazing university, and I'm looking forward to pushing the Portland Pilot brand out there.
And the WCC, man, is Gonzaga championship game tonight is the representative of the WCC. So you're gonna get some Mark Few and my guy Golden, Stoudemire at Pacific, Lorenzo Romar at Pepperdine. So it's some dudes in that league, man. You're gonna be going up against St. Mary's, and man, always tough out there, man.
Yep.
Santa Clara, where my man Lloyd Pierce went to school at. So so man, it's like you in a league with some dogs. But I said my guy done moved up to some big hitters I've seen in the WCC though.
It's something that it's something you do. You want to do as a competitor. You got a great league. Obviously, we're playing for the championship tonight. Our league is. They went ahead and beat UCLA, which is one of my favorite schools when I was younger. So that was a fun game to watch. But it's something special because Lorenzo Romar recruited me. So I get to play coach against him. Mark Few recruited me, get to coach against him. You get to go see, like you said, Santa Clara's got Herb Sendek. They got some really good coaches. Stan Johnson's building something special down to LMU. You got San Diego down there that, a couple of years ago was really good. They're going to be right back into the thick of things. You got Damon Stoudemire, the second best lefty point guard in the WCC after me. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. But he was my favorite player when I was growing up. You know what I mean? So there's some really good coaches in this league. Then obviously you got St. Mary's and BYU. I mean, it's going to be a fun league, and it's going to be something that I look forward to night in, night out. It's going to be great games, and so that's the best part about it. Obviously, from the past, Portland ain't been that great, but that's the past. We're moving forward. Everyone keeps talking about that, this, and the other. I'm like, shit, it's a great city. Great facilities, great people to work with. And you're traveling, you can go recruit there. So I'm looking like there's guys. You just got to go find them, coach them, and put your best foot forward and see what's good. And I think we'll put a good brand of basketball out there, and I think people will want to come play for me.
And to my guys in Georgia, you can fly to Portland from Atlanta. You can fly from PDX from Hartsville,
Easy.
Texas. So hey guys, man, look, Legs is my man. So go play for my man, young men. I'm just throwing it out there for you, Legs.
Give me some guys who can shoot the three and defend, and we all right.
3 and D, guys. 3 and D.
Man, then put the ball on the ground for two dribble pull-ups. I'm living. We living. The pull-up ain't dead in our offense. We play it, baby. So come and hoop. That's what I tell the guys all the time. Come play. And I just think it's a special place. And I think we're going to do everything we can to make it good. Obviously, the coaching staff before us, did what they could. Terry Porter is one of the nicest men that people have said. They say he's an unbelievable person, and he gotten some bad spots last year and the year before. So, he had some really good young men in his program, and so I got to speak to them, and when I got the job, and it's been really good. So, looking forward for that whole deal. So, man, moving forward is gonna be tight.
And how cool has it been to build relationships with these new guys? You're the new guy, Legs. They don't know you. They know you from afar. So how's it been trying to build up a bond with your new guys now, knowing that they're your guys now, let them know who you are and what you're about and what this program's going to be about going forward?
Well, it's tough because that transfer portal hit Portland pretty hard. And so, we got to bring in some new guys. Now we got to figure out what we're going to do and how we're going to do it, but we got to get that going in the right direction. And so, you got to be who you are, and you got to be genuine. You can't be fake. And, you got to tell these young men like, hey, we're moving forward, but it's going to be different than it was last year. I'm not saying that last year was wrong, but we're just going to do it a different way. Everybody's trying to win any way they could, and that's what you got to do. And so moving forward, we're going to try to do it my way, and that's what we're going to try to do. And we got to figure out different things. And I think the staff that we're putting together is going to implement those things, and the players we're getting in are going to be right there on point with us. And it's going to be a lot of fun to see how they, react to everything as we move forward. A different culture, and different ways of being held accountable for different things. And so moving forward it's going to be interesting for some of the guys, but it's also going to be interesting for us because again, this is something new for all of us in this situation. I'm pretty sure no players have ever been with this, and this is my first time, coming to a new spot. And so I'm looking forward to seeing how that goes moving forward.
Most definitely, man. And you know what, Legs is also good is this, man. You can talk to Terry Stotts, former Atlanta Hawk head coach, a nice man.
Yeah,
Coach Stotts, man. He's a great dude,
gonna be
man.
huge.
So I love that dude. Hawks should have gave him some more time, but they didn't, of course, because
Nope.
that was why work was around. So I can't
Yeah.
take credit for that. That's before I was there. But I wish he was around for a little bit more longer. But yeah, man,
Yeah.
like having guys like that in your backyard to lean on to help you, like in a big city like Portland, that you go to an NBA coach and say, "Hey, what's your thoughts about this? How's that feel for you knowing you had that resource right there in your backyard, pretty much to go to?"
That's huge, and I'm definitely going to reach out to him and try to get him to where it is like, where he understands I'm not just coming to him because he's the NBA guy, but I'm coming to him really as a colleague trying to figure a couple things out because he's doing it at the highest level. He's a professional, and so that's going to be huge. I've had some guys, moving up like as I coach. You got guys you could always lean on and being able to, hey, if you got a couple minutes, can you, I want what you guys are doing on this because they run a great offense. I've stolen some things from them offensively. Defensively, obviously, is something that we're going to be looking at and working on daily. But that's something that's going to really push us in the right direction. So it's going to be great to have somebody lean on like that right there. And I'm definitely going to reach out to him when I get settled and see if he, I know he's busy with his schedule and all that kind of good stuff. And there's a couple guys that reached out to me since I got the job that I'm really close with, and they definitely could help me as we move forward in this deal because again, like you said, Portland's easy to get to, and everybody wants to come to Portland for some reason. They said they like the city. It's unbelievable. I've gotten more calls to come visit than I've gotten in the 13 years I've been in Cheney, Washington. I've gotten probably quadruple the calls to come visit. Hey, let me stop by. I'll come check out practice, man. I'll be there. I said, man, I've called you 10 times to come check it. I'd pay for everything for you to. Yeah, I just didn't have the time, but now they got the time. So it's gonna be one of those things where I'm gonna have some pretty good coaches come in and check us out because going through this whole business, you meet some really good coaches and you meet some guys that are now retired, now relaxing and getting to watch hoops for a living now, and they want to come check it out and see what we got. And so that's also going to help us as we move forward too.
And for you, Legs, how's it cool if a lot of these guys of these black coaches getting hired this cycle, man? I know
That's huge.
I'm happy to see like you and Rashawn Burno, Nate James, Will, Michael Shrewsbury, my brother DePaul, Ben Johnson up there in Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
I'm loving what Jordan Mincy down there in Jacksonville. So
Mm-hmm.
how's it to see the black coaches now getting hired this cycle and ADs and presidents saying, "Hey, let me give that opportunity and get these jobs that are very important to us being in this business and getting young." A lot of kids are black kids anyway who are playing college
Yeah.
basketball. So having a representative of who they are as the head man, it's going to be even better for a young man that want to come play for a guy in some of these universities.
Yeah, and it's great. It's great people getting opportunities. I mean, that's the thing you need. You need opportunities. And when you get them, you got to run with them. You can't get them and then just be like happy you got it. You got to get it and run with it. You can't just rest on it and be like I got the job. You got to get it and you got to go win. And that's the best part. You got to make sure you're getting great young men. You put them, you graduate them. You're doing everything the right way, and you got to do it. And it's been a good cycle. For African American coaches. to get the opportunity, and there's still some really good coaches out there that need opportunities, just all of them, because there's been some guys I've known for a long time has been coaching about 32 years, ain't have no shot. And then you can start getting comfortable and you don't have belief in yourself. So now you're seeing people get hired and you're like, well, I can go do that. And I think it's giving a lot of more people some more belief in trying to, set their goals high again. And that's the best part about it. I've been a head coach I'm going in my 5th year, and sometimes I'll be on a call or two, and they just be like, "Man, we have no shot." And you can just hear it in their voice, like, "We ain't gonna get hired. It ain't gonna be a chance for us." And now you've seen the cycle. Now you see everybody thinking, "Okay, I have a chance. I have a shot to go get hired. Let me get back on my grind again. I'm not just going to be, pigeonholed into the recruiting spot or pigeonholed into, I could only work with, this position. I'm not pigeonholing. They're like, okay, we can get a shot. We got an opportunity. And so that's the best part, seeing people and seeing some new fresh blood out there. It's getting to a point you're going to see a lot of coaches starting to retire here in a bit. And some of these big time jobs are going to open up. And it's just going to open up a lot. See, that's another thing, with coaches is some of them don't leave for a long time. And so it's hard to start, getting different coaches in, because these coaches being like Roy Williams, he was 30 plus years. And it was like, man, that's big time. And so now that opens up that spot. Who's going to take that job? That opens up another spot. So that's when you see, once you see some of these old school coaches that have been doing it for a long time, that are all-time greats, retire and start putting up, that's when you're going to start seeing new guys, and those new guys will be sitting in them spots for another 30 years. They'll be great coaches. They'll be there for 30 years again, and so, as you see that, you'll see a lot of other things moving, but, a lot of the times we don't get to see all the movement because no one's going to talk about, Austin P hire, they're not going to talk about an Eastern Washington hire, but they're going to talk about who just got hired at North Carolina. Everybody's wondering who's going to get hired in North Carolina. Those are the jobs that people are looking at. And so when you keep getting those opportunities and you see some new blood and some marquee jobs like that, that's when things are going to start really shaking up. And that's what I'm looking forward to watch who's getting these big time jobs and, seeing how they're going, putting their foot forward and seeing what they're going to do. And, that really starts shaking things up when those big time, those old school 1, 3, 4 national championship coaches, retire. And now we're going to see, a lot more movement, and it's going to be a tidal wave, because it's going to happen. All of them will start retiring soon together. I know they're trying to shoot for the number 1 win spot and all that, and all, go for that. But it's going to be a lot of fun as you see, the coaching culture change a little bit, how it's going to move forward. And so I'm looking forward to that as that's just game between the game, like my boy Rasheed would say. And so that's one of those things where you're looking forward to things, and you're just going to see how it all ends up, because it's going to be a lot of fun. You're going to see some cats and be like, man, I can't believe he got that job, man. But you're going to see it, and then now that job opened up another job, and now you're going to see some different hires, and that's going to be a lot of fun.
That's why this show is here, Legs, to make sure I get these guys off to talk on this platform. Number 9 media market in the country here, a national show. A brother who got your back. I ain't here to hurt you. I ain't gonna hurt you. I'm not here to hurt you now.
We know. We know,
man. But Legs, some guys don't do it, Legs. Some guys don't want to come.
It's okay. They gotta be, sometimes you gotta keep what you got and be a little nervous. It's some guys, it's hard to trust in this business, and so it's sometimes there's guys out there trying to get you to get some clicks. And then there's some guys that really trying to help you and really want to just put you out there and give you some more exposure. And you're one of them guys, man. And I appreciate it. You're one of my first interviews, and so, some guys out there though, that just get you so you can be clickbait, so they can ask you something that puts you on the spot. And it's hard because, you say the wrong thing, and now you're in a whole different set of, questions, and now you're getting questioned by other people, and now it's a big deal, and now your brand or however you want to look at it is now tarnished because of a question you asked that you didn't even want to answer, and you probably didn't answer it the correct way or whatever, and so put you in a bad spot. So it's hard sometimes to do these interviews because you never know what the interviewer is going to ask, and so sometimes you don't answer a question that says volumes too, and so you just got to be you got to be careful with who you dealing with, and it just depends. Like you might be having a bad day, and the question might not even be that bad, and we've seen some of the greats, go through some of those things. But lucky they're the greats, because if you ain't a great, you can't answer questions a certain way. And so That's the part you're learning as a young. I'm learning as a young coach. I've been in those situations all the time. I'll answer them. I don't mind, but they always put you in a tough spot. They'll put you in a spot where you don't want to be in, and now you're over here sweating like you just got done, hooping. And you're like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Get off that call, like, man, I'll never talk to that guy again, ever. Don't ever put me with my mans again, man. And so that's the part that's tough and tricky, because you're trying to put yourself out there, and you want to be able to you want to be able to do different things, and it's just one of those things where I love doing interviews. I'll do them all because I want to put Portland out there. I want everybody to understand how great of a university I'm working at. So I'll talk to anybody, and I'll go through any questions. I answer them all, and then afterwards I'll just remember, can't go with that cat again. That cat over here trying to set you up with some things. That put him in the iPhone notes as no bueno, bueno, never again. And that's just how you got to handle it. And you guys are trying to do a job. We are too. And sometimes some guys are in it for different motives. And so, just like coaches are in it for different motives, there'll be some reporters out there that are in it for different motives. So you gotta cipher through them, find the right ones, and then have great conversations and make life easy.
No doubt, Legs. We can talk all the time, Legs. You so good. I just let you do the talking, brother. Because I just throw it out, let you do the talking, brother. I'll throw it out there to you. I can't give you the breadcrumb. You do the rest, brother.
Just kick it off. I got it. What's my man's name? The X Factor to play for the Chiefs back in the day. I'm out. They made a video game move for my man. I'm like him, X Factor. I'm in.
Yes, indeed. Well, bro, I'm happy for your, Legs. I look forward to seeing the schedule when I see the Blazers and the Hawks play. And hey, Let me know. Call Josh about playing Tech too. I mean, he should want to play you right now. I'm just saying.
Man, I'm with you. I'm trying to play everybody. Again, I'm on the same page I was before. I'm trying to play everybody. Let's go get some wins and put our name out there. I think we'll be pretty good.
I got an idea for you. Back to back, whether it be Kennesaw, Georgia State, and Georgia Tech. Hey, figure it out. A Friday, Sunday, or Thursday, Saturday. Let's get it going.
I'm in for any of them. Anything back in Atlanta. I mean, you got players out there, man. Georgia's got hoopers. That's what people feel, man. And they're all throughout the SEC. I need at least two of them. Two of them, and all Georgia players are all throughout the SEC. I don't get that. I need a couple of them.
All right, I'm trying, brother. You see, I'm trying, brother.
I'm trying. I appreciate it 100%, man. I do.
Hey, Legs, thank you for your time, buddy. Talk to you real soon, my guy. See you soon,
hit me
bro.
whenever.
No doubt, brother.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
All right. Peace.